Beginning during the early 20th century, radio and television broadcasts have reflected the moods, desires, and habitual lifestyles of the average American family. Through these brief clips, the public is granted a front row seat in viewing a family's interaction, whether it was portrayed in a comic manner or family-oriented program. With the turning of each decade, new programs were released capturing new ways of life. The early 20th century exposed the American family as a very strict and tightly knit. But over time, the independence of rebellious teenagers would eventually unleash, leading to the dissociation of traditional family routines. Radio broadcasted family sitcoms were first recognized in the early 20s and 30s. One of the first radio broadcasted series was known as The Aldrich Family. This show featured main character Henry struggles during adolescence to balance his school and social life. Family was a top priority. This show presented the idealistic values that every family should possess, especially given the fact that it premiered during the Great Depression.
Henry Aldrich!
Coming, Mother!
As just seen, Henry never failed to respond to his mother with compliance. Repeating this weekly would hopefully instill this sort of mindset in the youthful generation. The 70s, also known as the hippies' haze, marked a shift of focus for the average American family. This youthful movement encouraged teens to explore illegal substances, embrace sexual relationships, and live a carefree lifestyle. Teens started to inch away from family reliance and rely more on motives such as these and friendships.
Well, did ya?
This sort of experimenting is clearly exhibited through the series Happy Days, especially in the episode All the Way. In this episode, main character Richie goes on a first date. Although he doesn't get far with the girl, he leads his friends on to believe he did, because everybody around him is getting involved with girls.
You know something?
Hi, Richie. It was fun the other night. Let's do it again real soon.
Fine.
Call me.
Sure.
Okay.
See ya.
Although interested in pleasing his friends, Richie does not hesitate in asking his family for advice. For example,
Okay, Richard, what's bothering you?
Why? I'm in the shower.
Well, I guess that's where you were. Your mother says you've been moping around here for the last couple of days. Now, what's the problem?
Can't we talk later?
What's up?
I don't know if I can talk about it with you.
Why not?
Well, it's sexual.
Richard, sex is exactly what a son should discuss with his father.
although becoming more independent, Richie has not completely disassociated himself from his family. More recently, television series Boys Meets World was released in 1993. This show was mainly focused on character Corey Matthews and his group of friends working together through life struggles. It was during this decade that the youth almost completely dissociated themselves with their families and instead relied on their friends to act as a new sort of family. This episode, entitled The Fugitive, directly deals with this situation.
A thundery, stormy kind of drizzle.
Forget it, wise guy. Find something to do around here.
I've been sitting inside all day. What am I supposed to do for fun?
To have tea with your sister.
I made red zinger.
Yeah, zing this.
As just seen, Corey finds little interest in spending time with his family.
My life bites. Boring, predictable, never a surprise.
Don't turn on the lights.
Sean?
The cops are after me. Maybe even the FBI. You're not involved. Unless you want to be.
During this episode, Sean is afraid of getting caught after a cherry bomb prank goes wrong, so he leaves his home to hide out with his best friend Corey Matthews in secrecy. The two learn to rely on one another. Similarly, the youth during this age seem more lenient to go behind their parents' backs as long as it meant maintaining loyalty to their friends. Today, the progression of the youth's independence from the American family only further follows the pattern that began during the turn of the 1920s. Not only does the youthful generation go to their friends for almost anything, but reaching their friends nowadays is merely a text message away. So basically, wholesome family time just doesn't happen too often, unless an entire town loses power due to an ice storm and a family decides to take a trip to Grandma's for the weekend. Youth today perceive themselves as in charge of their own lives, and no parental guardian is going to hold them back from their freedom. This is clearly demonstrated in my upcoming sitcom called Life on Mars.
Is she gonna go? Well, I hope she's there.
Mom, you made good this time.
Yeah, but next time put it in the microwave a little longer.
Can I use the car tonight?
No, I'm really sorry. I have to take your brother to practice, and I have errands to run.
Are you serious? I need it. John's having a huge party tonight.
You can't use it tonight.
Mom, we have we're gonna be late.
Okay.
What do you
What do you want
me
me to
to
do
do?
later? I will drive you there later, okay?
Are you
I'm
serious? I'm 17.
Excuse me,
That is
I'm
so
on the
embarrassing.
phone. I'm
That's so
sorry. I will
embarrassing.
pick you up later.
Come on,
We'll
get
there.
going.
Okay, let's go. I gotta call you back later. I gotta get Matthew to practice.
Dad, can I use the car tonight? Mom said it was okay.
Oh, yeah. It's okay. Yeah, fine. Go.
Thanks.
The American family of the 1920s could have never imagined this is what America has evolved into, so it might as well be living like life on Mars. The authoritarian type of lifestyle that the youth accepted as their own during the 1920s and 1930s quickly dissolved, and teenagers discovered they had a wild side during the hippie movement of the 1970s. It was during this time that the youth began to associate more with their friends, stressing their independence from adults. Radio and television broadcasts have always depicted the dream of a perfect American family throughout the decades. However, this vision has evolved along with the evolution of the typical American family.